Good morning, viewers. This is DD News Meghalaya. We warmly welcome you to the first edition of Breakfast News today. We hope you're ready to begin your day with the latest headlines. Grab a cup of tea or coffee as we bring you the top stories this morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News. Now the headlines. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari laid the foundation stone and inaugurated projects worth Rs 3,412 crore in Shillong. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal said the Northeast has emerged as a major economic growth hub. US-Iran announced framework agreement to end conflict. Oil prices fell following the announcement. India and Slovakia yesterday elevated their relationship to a comprehensive partnership and signed 11 agreements. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will arrive in Evian, France today to participate in the G7 summit at the invitation of French President Emmanuel Macron. And now let us look at the local news. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari yesterday laid the foundation stone and inaugurated 6 national highway projects worth Rs 3,412 crore in Shillong. Speaking at the event, Gadkari said improved road infrastructure is vital for economic growth, tourism and employment generation. He highlighted key projects including the Shillong Western Bypass, Shillong Daukyu Road and the proposed Shillong Silchar Greenfield Corridor. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma thanked the centre for its support, saying the projects would significantly improve connectivity and boost Meghalaya's economy.
के सामने घोषणा करता हूं कि शिलोंग के लिए वेस्टर्न बाईपास जो था, जो ताड़ुमसा टू दम्बू 38 किलोमीटर 2000 करोड़ का, उसका 56% काम पूरा हुआ है। ये शिलोंग का ट्रैफिक कंजेशन कम करेगा। गुवाहाटी टू दाउकी चेरापूंजी नॉन स्टॉप इसके लिए बाईपास के रूप में उपयोग में आएगा और ये निश्चित रूप से शिलोंग के लिए एंट्री के लिए उपयोगी होगा। ये बाईपास ईस्ट खासी हिल्स, रीभोई एंड वेस्ट खासी हिल के लिए विशेष रूप से कनेक्टिविटी प्रदान करेगा। इसके साथ साथ शिलोंग टू दाउकी ये 63 किलोमीटर 1600 करोड़ का, इसका 51% प्रोग्रेस हुआ है। ये पार्ट ऑफ एशियन हाईवे है जो इंटरनेशनल हाईवे नेटवर्क जो है कनेक्टिंग टू 32 कंट्रीज अक्रॉस एशिया एंड एक्सटेंडिंग टू यूरोप टू इम्प्रूव रीजनल कनेक्टिविटी एंड ट्रेड। ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। लिंकिंग इंडिया टू बांग्लादेश एट दाउकी तामाबीर टू बूस्ट ट्रेड, इम्प्रूव टूरिज्म एक्सेस शिलोंग पीक, एलिफेंट फॉल्स, दाउकी एंड चेरापूंजी।
Meghalaya received a major road infrastructure boost with the foundation stones laid for 4 new national highway projects and the upgradation of 2 existing highway stretches worth Rs 3,214 crore. The projects were inaugurated in Shillong by Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari in the presence of Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma and other dignitaries. The projects include the Tura Bypass, stretches connecting Dhubri-Fulbari Bridge to Gogragre, the Pinursla Bypass and the upgradation of the Shillong Daukyu Road and Juwai Bypass aimed at improving connectivity and boosting economic growth across the state.
4 नए प्रोजेक्ट्स का फाउंडेशन डाला है। करीब करीब 3,214 करोड़ रुपए के आज प्रोजेक्ट्स का इनॉग्रेशन या फाउंडेशन स्टोन आज डाला गया है। लेकिन दोस्तों, आपको ये जानकर खुशी होगी कि जब से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी और हमारे रोड एंड सर्विस ट्रांसपोर्ट मिनिस्टर श्री नितिन गडकरी जी, जब से उन्होंने सरकार हाथ में लेके काम करना शुरू किया है, इन पिछले 12 सालों में 50,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा प्रोजेक्ट्स जो हैं हमारे स्टेट मेघालय को इन 12 सालों में।
Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarmananda Sonowal said the Northeast has emerged as a major economic growth hub under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Addressing the Northeast India Infrastructure Summit in Shillong, Sonowal highlighted investment in roads, railways, airports, digital connectivity and inland waterways, noting that budgetary support for the region has risen from around 20,000 crore in 2014 to over 1.08 lakh crore in 2025-26. Major investments in roads, railways, airports and digital connectivity, and said Meghalaya has become a leading example of development driven by improved infrastructure, tourism and governance reforms.
अभी नॉर्थ ईस्ट को सेंट्रल स्टेज में लाने का काम अगर किसने किया, आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने किया। पिछले 12 साल में उन्होंने जिस हिसाब से मान्यता दी है, इसकी वजह से आज नॉर्थ ईस्ट जाग उठा है और नॉर्थ ईस्ट भी ऐसा एक केंद्र बन चुका है जहां निवेश करने के लिए देश विदेश से बड़े बड़े हस्ती उद्योगपति आ रहा। निश्चित रूप से अगले 2047 तक देश को आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाना होगा। इसके लिए हमको मिलकर काम करना होगा। एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत, यही है हमारा मंत्र।
Speaking at the Northeast India Infrastructure Summit and exhibition in Shillong, Meghalaya Sports and Youth Affairs Minister Wailat Mikishila said the event is a major opportunity for the state and will help attract investors. Thanking Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma for his visionary leadership and said the government is fully supportive of investment and development initiatives. Shilla also informed that a sports conclave will be held tomorrow as part of the summit's activities.
A big opportunity for us, and I think I'm very thankful to our Honorable Chief Minister for his visionary leadership. I think today itself, by having this summit here, it shows that our vision, our dream to take Meghalaya forward, and by having this summit here today, it will open up an opportunity for many investors, and as our Honorable Chief Minister have mentioned today in the program itself, that there is plenty of opportunity and the government is supporting in every aspect. So, and with the next year, as you all know, that we are very excited to host the national game in the 2027, and just to inform you that tomorrow we have a sport conclave where all the famous our players and Olympians are coming to share their views and to how we can do more and support more to make this national game memorable one.
Now let's take a look at the regional news. Lieutenant General V.M. Bhuvana Krishnan, GOC in charge of the Eastern Command, yesterday called on Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma in Guwahati. The two discussed security and disaster response, reaffirming the strong coordination between the Indian Army and the Assam government in protecting lives and supporting communities during emergencies. Moving on now to the national news. Union Home Secretary Govind Mohan chaired a high-level meeting to review security and logistical preparedness for the NEET UG 2026 re-examination. He directed all states, union territories and central agencies to strictly follow security protocols and ensure smooth travel arrangements for students. The meeting was attended by senior officials from key ministries, security agencies, the National Testing Agency and the Railway Board, which assured full cooperation for the examination process. Moving on now with the international news. The United States and Iran have announced a framework agreement aimed at ending nearly 4 months of conflict, raising hopes of wider de-escalation in West Asia. Officials said a memorandum of understanding has been signed with a formal ceremony scheduled in Geneva on Friday. The agreement is expected to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, restore maritime traffic and launch negotiations on Iran's nuclear program. US President Donald Trump and Iranian President Mossad Pezeshkian welcomed the development, though key issues remain unresolved. Oil prices drops following the announcement, while regional governments express cautious optimism about prospects for lasting peace.
Vice President Vance here to talk a little bit about what is in the Iran deal, the great peace deal that the President of the United States made last night. Number one, what this deal means is that the Straits of Hormuz are open immediately. You're already seeing oil and gas prices come down just over the past 24 hours. Number two, it ensures that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. And we have to back up for a second and appreciate that what the president has done is completely decimated Iran's nuclear program. Now, this deal really has two pathways. On the one hand, if the Iranians make the long-term commitments never to rebuild, then they're going to be welcomed into the world economy. If, on the other hand, they try to rebuild that nuclear program, they're never going to have the resources in order to do so. So it's a win-win for the American people. We ensure Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon either way, and now it's really up to the Iranians. Over the next few months, we're going to see if they're serious about dismantling that program for the long term. If they do, the president has said, we want their country to be successful, but what we know is that our country is successful thanks to great presidential leadership and a lot of good decisions.
India and Slovakia yesterday elevated their relationship to a comprehensive partnership and signed 11 agreements covering defense, labor migration, digital technology, higher education and quantum communication. The agreements were signed following talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico during Modi's first visit to the country. The two leaders also pledged to work towards the early implementation of the India-EU Free Trade Agreement and agreed to strengthen cooperation in defense, energy, skilled mobility and Indo-Pacific connectivity.
The Prime Ministers covered the entire spectrum of bilateral relationship as well as exchanged views on regional and global developments of mutual interest, including ongoing the Ukraine conflict, situation in West Asia, India-EU relationship, among others. They also discussed the India-EU FTA, which was concluded earlier this year, which has generated a new momentum in relationship between India and the EU and the members of the EU countries, including Slovakia. Several important bilateral MOUs were covering the various domains of defense, mobility, higher education, audiovisual creation, digitalization, cyber security, and post-quantum technologies, naturopathy were signed and exchanged during the visit. The leaders decided to elevate the bilateral relationship to comprehensive partnership.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will arrive in Evian France today to participate in the G7 summit at the invitation of French President Emmanuel Macron. During the summit, Modi will join discussions on global partnerships and international solidarity and hold bilateral meetings with leaders including Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. India's participation in the summit reflects its growing role in addressing global challenges and strengthening international cooperation in areas such as technology, innovation and sustainable development. And now the sports news. Spain faces mounting pressure at the FIFA World Cup after a surprising draw against debutants Cape Verde in Atlanta. The result leaves Spain with little room for error in Group H, making victories in its remaining matches against Saudi Arabia and Uruguay crucial to secure top spot. Finishing second could set up an early knockout clash with Lionel Messi's Argentina. Despite the setback, Spain can draw confidence from its 2010 World Cup winning campaign when it recovered from an opening match defeat to lift the trophy. Coach Luis de la Fuente will now look for a stronger and more clinical performance from his side in the matches ahead.
They've been on a good run. One defeat in 15 matches. Cucurella and Fabio. And Cape Verde know that.
Yeah, we're not seeing an awful lot of the 4-3-2-1. It's been more.
Spain out wide with Cucurella.
Indian archers Dheeraj Boma Devara and Kumkum Mohit won the recurve mixed team gold medal at the Archery World Cup Stage 3 in Antalya. Turkey defeating Olympic champion South Korea 5-1 in the final. Dheeraj also clinched gold in the men's recurve individual event, beating South Korea's Lee Woo-seok C4. It marked India's first ever haul of 2 gold medals at a single World Cup stage, helping the country finish second in the medal standings behind China. And now the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature 23 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 30 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 76%, rainfall 4.2 millimeter. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 84%, rainfall 10.3 millimeter. Meanwhile, in Juwai, minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 83%, rainfall 4.8 millimeter. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Juwai says heavy rain with thunderstorm likely at many places. Before we move on to the end of the news, let us go a quick look at the headlines. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari laid the foundation stone and inaugurated projects worth rupees 3,412 crore in Shillong. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal said the Northeast has emerged as a major economic growth hub. US-Iran announced framework agreement to end conflict. Oil prices drops following the announcement. India and Slovakia yesterday elevated their relationship to a comprehensive partnership and signed 11 agreements. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will arrive in Evian, France today to participate in the G7 summit at the invitation of French President Emmanuel Macron. Well, viewers, thank you for watching Breakfast News. Stay tuned for the Kasi News Bulletin coming up next. You can also follow us on our social media platforms for the latest news updates. Until then, this is Gracefully Karkangor signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead.